What if just 10 minutes of truth could destroy an entire career? When Ibrahim Traoré stepped onto the stage at Oxford, no one expected the firestorm he was about to ignite. In just 10 minutes, Ibrahim Traoré shook Oxford to its core and shattered a professor's legacy. This is the moment that changed everything. ChatGPT said, Ibrahim Traoré's 10-minute bombshell at Oxford wrecked a professor's life, and no one saw it coming. What started as a calm and academic panel discussion quickly turned into one of the most talked-about moments in recent university history. The president of Burkina Faso, invited as a guest speaker to discuss post-colonial African development, used his short time on stage not just to speak about politics, but to drop hard truths that would shake the very foundations of academic arrogance. His words, sharp as blades, pierced through the carefully woven narratives of Western academia, exposing what many in the audience had either ignored or never dared to confront. The professor in question, a renowned figure in African studies, had just concluded a lecture moments before Traoré took the stage. Known for his patronizing tone and decades of publishing work on Africa from a European lens, he had long painted a picture of the continent as a place perpetually in need of Western intervention and intellectual guidance. His books were standard reading in many institutions. But within just 10 minutes, Traoré dismantled years of theoretical framing, challenging the professor's entire career with facts, passion, and a clarity of lived experience that the professor could never replicate. Traoré began by calmly pointing out the disconnect between theoretical academia and the reality on the ground. But then he escalated, accusing scholars of perpetuating a colonial mindset under the guise of research. He asked the audience, how can a man who's never lived through our pain tell the world how we should heal? That line alone sent waves across the auditorium. Students applauded, some stood in silent shock. And the professor? He sat frozen, his expression unreadable. In the aftermath, clips of the speech went viral. Social media erupted. Hashtags like #TraoréTruth and #OxfordConfrontation began trending across platforms. African students praised the boldness of his words, while many faculty members scrambled to respond. Petitions were launched demanding curriculum reform. Invitations to the professor's future lectures were canceled. He was even temporarily removed from a major academic board. But the fallout didn't stop there. Op-eds flooded newspapers. Some defended the professor's academic freedom, but many more questioned the legitimacy of Western scholars speaking for Africa without real-world experience or meaningful dialogue with those who live its daily struggles. For the professor, it wasn't just professional embarrassment, it was a complete dismantling of his scholarly authority. Traoré, for his part, has remained composed and quiet in the aftermath. He hasn't given follow-up interviews or responded to the frenzy. And maybe he doesn't need to. His words were clear, precise, and unforgettable. 10 minutes was all it took to hold up a mirror to the institution and force it to confront its own biases. For one professor, it marked the end of a comfortable career built on detached observation. One speech, one truth, one ruined career. Traoré didn't just speak, he made history.